Heather McDonald has got the juiciest scoop. When you're on the road, when you're on the go, Juicy Scoop is the show to know. She talks Hollywood tales, her real life Mr. Segment serial data and serial sister. You'll be addicted and addicted fast to the #1 tabloid real life podcast. Listen in, listen up. Whoop whoop. Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. Wow, we have a last minute delight. I didn't know if I could get you. Honestly, again, the Juicy Scoopers do not deserve the wealth of guests, the comedic genius I have. I have another one of your favorite part of the Juicy Scoop family, comedian Justin Gone Viral Martindale.
Oh, it's so good to be here in your new studio. You were the only podcast that could afford me today.
Oh my God.
So thank you. Thank you.
Shit is going down. Okay, so Justin Martindale, as you know, is a comedian, and he's been on my show, and he's a witty mofo.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I started to notice stuff last night. Huffington Post. I noticed that you did a TikTok about a tweet that was getting a lot of action.
Yes.
This morning, I saw you were in People, and then I thought, is there any way that Justin would even take my calls anymore? Because usually when people go crazy, get really popular, they don't hear from him again, just like Piers Morgan never heard from from Megan Markle, which we'll get into. So I was like, am I the Piers Morgan in this scenario?
Never.
And I called and it rang and it rang and it rang. And I was just about to screen grab it and put it out there and be like, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you. I see you.
Yeah.
And no, you answered the phone. You're able to come. Let's talk about what I'm talking about, which is...
Oh, my God. I have my own slide.
You have your own slide here. Okay. You took a clip from The View that aired yesterday, correct?
Yes.
And it was Megan, the other Megan.
The other Megan.
Megan McCain.
The other white meat.
Doing a rant, which we'll get into. And then you twit that and you wrote, and then at the end, Whoopi just goes, okay. And it was just classic Whoopi, hilarious, just her bluntness. And you said, it's 2021 and we are all Whoopi. As of an hour ago, you have 21,700 retweets, 4,595 quote tweets. That's where someone put a little, they're funny on your funny.
Yeah.
And 139,000 likes. And where are you today?
Oh.
Are you at Good Morning America?
No.
Are you at Entertainment Tonight?
Who?
Are you at the E! Channel on the Daily Pop?
I would never.
You're at Juicy Scoop.
Yes.
At the new Woodland Hills office.
Yes.
So what I like to ask people when monumental things happen to their career, tell me, how did this come about? Are you a regular View watcher? Were you at home? Go for it.
Well, I am a very regular View watcher.
Okay.
I got into the View, especially like with the 2016 with the vote. Like I love the politics of it. It's, I just love a bunch of women just sitting around yelling at each other. I've been a huge fan of The View, but I watch it in clips. I don't watch the whole show. I'll YouTube the clips. Now, it was a normal day. I woke up. I did my laundry.
You put your pants on one leg at a time like everyone else?
Not yet. I had to FaceTime David Boreanaz first.
Oh.
And then I put on... I was checking my phone and I saw this clip on The View. I saw The View was trending and I was like, oh, what did she say now? Because when The View's trending, I'm like, it's Megan.
Okay.
Megan, me, McCain.
Yeah.
So I saw this clip and I was like, oh my God, this is gold. I just have to take this video and put my little thing on it because it was just too perfect. As I'm folding my underwear and drinking my Trader Joe's instant cold brew, people started texting me and being like, are you seeing what we're seeing? And I'm like, oh God, what happened? What are we doomed? What happened? What's going on?
Did the aliens come down?
Sure. Like, I'm just like, what now?
There's a new strain of Corona.
Yes. Fingers crossed. Yes.
Yeah.
Make it quick. And And so then I start seeing this, and I'm like, no way. And then I see, like, Michael Turchin, Lance's husband, retweeted it. And I was like, okay, it's at, like, 40 retweets. Okay, cool. That's great.
That still, to me, would be, like, kind of monumental for Twitter.
But, I mean, that's, like, the most I've ever had. And then, all of a sudden, it was like, oh, God, this is not... Like, the first hour to 2 hours was when it was, like, rolling. And I'm like, oh, no. Like, she's going to kill my family.
Okay,
because I've already tweeted something to Megan McCain, and she immediately blocked me because...
Okay.
And, you know... What I watched about the clip, I didn't understand what the hell she was trying to say.
Let's just talk about it.
Okay.
Because I, of course, watched it.
Okay.
And I laughed too. And Megan McCain actually, when I had Brandon and Julie on a few months ago, they told a really great story of how they were blocked and how they were obsessed with it. How they go, Denise, they can always say that, Denise, you came to my wedding. Some chick named Denise wrote something on social media that was not nice to Megan, and she like stuck it to her and said, Denise, you came to my wedding. So it was one of those things like, goodbye, Kyle, like that people just started to say. So anyway, she ended up tweeting all of us the next day, which I have printed out, and I've not framed it, but I did have it printed out in my old office, where she's like catching up on my podcast, my pop culture podcast, and lo and behold, Juicy Scoop. Because in the end, you know, we were saying kind of, you know, not terrible things, funny things about it, being that we were like, come on, Megan, you're the greatest. Okay, so I watched it, and I'm going to summarize it, but I also have it printed out on the next thing. So she, of course, is going to talk about the hottest topic, which is the Megan Markle interview with Oprah. And she goes on to talk about how she and her brothers used to get in a boat on, I guess, the actual, what was the American area, like the like river or something that George Washington actually paddled on.
Oh,
that part.
The Delaware River?
No, she's like, wait, let me see if she put it in here, if I had it.
I feel like that was like a quiz. I'm like,
Yeah,
am I
no, she
American
said-
enough?
Okay, she said, okay, no, it wasn't all here because it was so long, but she says, my brothers and I used to pretend like we were George Washington.
Of course they did.
Paddling on this Mount Vernon river or something where he actually like came and, you know, and then she goes on, I'm a red-blooded 100% American who celebrates freedom any way I can. Monarchies are stupid. The American experiment is the way to go. If we have two American women, Megan Markle and Oprah Winfrey, who are single-handedly, I don't know if they're single-handedly with one interview.
With two people.
Finishing what George Washington and our revolutionary counterparts did, I'm all for it. And then she says...
Can we cue an eagle flying over? No, we don't have that yet? Okay.
Delaware.
Okay. I was right.
I started to, the song that came to mind was Glory, Glory, Hallelujah, Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. Anyway, as a daughter.
Of
myself,
the revolution, yes.
No, I am a daughter of a United States Marine Corps World War II combat Marine veteran. I said Marine twice. Simplify, okay? That is my dad. So because...
Close,
Simplify.
yes. Semper Fi.
Simplify.
Simply enough. Semper Fi.
Anyway, therefore, I have a right, just like Megan McCain, to speak about American liberties.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other daughters out there whose fathers might have been in the military. I doubt it. I think it's pretty much just Megan McCain and myself.
That's it. Those two.
It is just the two of us.
Yeah.
And therefore, I am going to speak, Whoopi. And okay, so then they cut to...
Are you okay?
Camera, it's always like the panic, just the panic, the neck. Camera cuts to Whoopi Goldberg's frame during the virtual broadcast, and she just says, okay. And there you go.
That was it.
And a star was born.
Well, and
Justin Martindale.
Here's the thing. My brother Paul was in the Army. My brother Aaron is in the Air Force.
My dad was the only one.
No,
Megan McCain
not
and my
dad.
were the only ones.
My brothers, not dad.
Okay, then it's not the same.
It's not the same.
I don't think you can relate.
Both American heroes,
don't know.
allegedly.
I don't know that you can relate.
So here's, like, I have been infatuated, first of all, with whatever angry, gay Star Wars cosplay hairstylist she's been having, like, the past couple weeks. Like, what in the Amidala hell is going on there? She looks like Cindy Lou Who, like, after Christmas. It's... Whatever's happening there is amazing, A. But B, it's always like, I saw that clip of like a drinking game. If you want to die,
Yeah.
have a drinking game of the clips or how many times Megan McCain says, my father, my father, my father, my father. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
I've been obsessed with Megan McCain just to see. The thing that should have happened was this. She shouldn't have said anything because pretty much what she was saying was George Washington walked so Oprah and Meghan Markle could run.
I think what she was also saying, like, I'm going to be on the right side of history. And the right side of history is not fucking with Meghan Markle. And we're going to get into that later.
Okay.
So she was like, I am going to hail Oprah and I'm going to hail Meghan Markle. I'm not going to pull a Bethany Frankel because at this time it was just Bethany Frankel's shit has gone down. The Piers Morgan thing had not been made totally aware yet. Okay. Maybe it probably happened, but we didn't know yet. So I think she did enjoy the interview. I think she thinks she can be friends with Meghan. Guess why? Because she just had a daughter.
Yeah.
Let me talk to everybody at home. There is a ton of women out there that are carrying baby girls that are not going to admit this, but they're hearing me in their ear right now, and they're like, fuck, how does Heather know everything? They all think they have a chance to hang out with Meghan Markle in California.
Yes.
Their kids could be friends. Their kids could do ballet together. Definitely if they've got a little girl. Now, if they have a little boy that's also about 2, it's a double whammy. But Megan McCain wants to be best friends with Meghan Markle. They both are named Megan. They both have little girls. They'll be approximately,
she's having a little girl.
Yes, she's having a little girl. So
she's Archie.
So but Megan just had a little girl. So they're within a year of each other. They could clearly be friends, possibly be in the same class if and when Megan McCain moves to Santa Barbara, okay, which is probably in the works. All right. What? You don't think she's ever going to move to Santa Barbara?
I don't know. I could see that. I just don't know if the Royals would want like Archie hanging out with a girl named Liberty.
Well,
it's very Hooters adjacent.
Listen, if you want that dream to happen, you don't do what I'm doing and share your true opinion.
Right.
You do this so that there's no place where you ever kind of ripped on the new Queen of America, which is Meghan Markle. Okay. Luckily, I'm okay because the only person I need to book today was you.
Thank you.
I'm not even going to try to go for Meghan McCain or Meghan Markle or any other Meghan. Okay, so then this happened today. You went viral. Your life changed clearly.
I am a phenomenon.
Okay, and then she wrote something else.
No, did she come for me? Oh, no.
Oh,
my God.
I think that you did this. My God.
Oh, I did this,
okay.
Yes.
So then 9 hours ago or so, she wrote, Twitter comments and chatter are hurting me today for the first time in a really, really long time. It's hard to reconcile that my daughter can read this stuff someday. All I can say is I do my best every single day. And I have the best intentions in my heart for myself, George Washington, my brothers who I paddled with. By the way, her brothers are like 25 years older than her.
Right.
So what were they doing on, I guess they were just hanging out, but she acted like they were all like 8.
Yeah.
And like, let's pretend we're revolutionary warriors. Like, what? What are you talking about? Anyway, now here's the new thing. I have a daughter too. Megan McCain and I are the only people that have daughters.
I knew it.
We are the only people that have daughters. And to think, how dare you? How dare you come for me, Justin Martindale, when I have a daughter that will one day learn how to read,
Right.
Google my name, see you.
Yeah. This was a sabotage. This was a sabotage interview.
I hope you're happy that you ruined Liberty McCain's, whatever that her husband's name is, life.
I mean,
It's done.
I'm sorry.
How is that little girl supposed to freely try to get into the Montessori school in Santa Barbara and be friend with Megan Markle? Oh, well, you know what? We have something in common now.
Yeah.
Megan and Megan, we even have more in common because we've both been attacked by Twitter. We both have daughters, that one in utero, one a full-blown infant. How are they supposed to wake up in the morning?
Yeah, have French toast.
When Whoopi said okay to me, and you, Justin Martindale,
Took
with
the
your
side.
ha-ha-has, did a tweet that got more than 40 retweets.
Like that. Like that.
Dare you?
The only thing that, you know how this could have been resolved?
How?
Just shut the fuck up. Just don't say anything. Don't say this was not necessary. Twitter comments are hurting me today. I'm sorry, you fucking snowflake bitch. I'm so sorry. Twitter's attacking me. I'm a victim. I can't. My hairstylist.
Twitter went to blaze.
Oh, no. And it's like, I literally didn't even say anything. It was just like, we are all Whoopi. Because she just rambles, and you're just like, it's exhausting.
Because when she tells the story as Whoopi, and when I first heard the long rant about George Washington, the brothers, some river he crossed, that now Oprah and Megan Markle are basically like the
same.
Navy SEALs that caught Osama bin Laden,
Yes.
like up there, with Patton. I don't know, other people that are, along with her father. I mean, if her father didn't do that, I would have thought she would have said, besides my father, Oprah and
Megan.
And then single-handedly, technically they have 4 hands. 2 on Oprah's body and 2 on Megan's.
So it's not single-handedly.
No, it's not single-handedly.
Wow. Interesting.
Don't mean to pick it apart. But Whoopi, I think, just was like thinking the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm imagining, I literally was imagining Megan McCain as like a 6-year-old girl with like her 30-year-old half-brothers. And they all have like
Wigs.
George Washington wigs on and like perfect uniforms. And like that's what they do on a fun Saturday, because they're
normal
such
Saturday.
history buffs. They're so pro-American that they're like, let's talk about the Revolutionary War.
Just for shits and giggles.
And let's just talk about the Boston Tea Party at dinner tonight.
Yeah. And I feel like when she was on maternity leave, that's when The View was perfect, because I love Ana Navarro. Ana Navarro is a drag brunching Miami Latina queen, conservative through and through, but can be cool. She doesn't take any. Ana Navarro. That's my Patronus. Just a feisty Latina from Miami who can hang out with drag queens, and Gloria Estefan at the same time.
I don't know that you know this,
Oh God, what?
but my father,
Hold on, I got a drink.
John McCain, loved tacos.
Really?
He always talked about the struggle that Mexican Americans have made in this country and how much he loved their culture. And I find that you are directly attacking me right now by talking about one of my co-hosts in a way that's more flattering than the way you spoke about me.
Well, how should I resolve this? What would you like me to do? I don't want to hurt your feelings. Should I tweet?
No.
Okay.
I just want you to know
Okay, sure.
that I only have love in my heart for the flag, for Oprah, for Santa Barbara, and for tacos. Okay?
I mean, that's it.
Thank
That's
you.
the American
Thank
dream.
you.
That's the American dream. Wow. But I will say, when Megan came back, that's when Joy Behar straight up said, I didn't miss you at all. Do you remember that clip?
Yes. And
So
you know
everyone's
what?
like,
I'm going to
"Shit."
say that wasn't nice, Joy.
It's Joy Behar.
Still not nice. I can
know.
legit say that wasn't nice.
I don't think she meant it.
Of course you did.
She
Of course you did. This is my morning. I thought I was going to go Twitter ablaze, but I had to remove it.
You did?
This is what happened.
Tell us.
A very good friend of mine who runs with a very wealthy crowd.
Oh,
My favorite kind of friend.
do we have a fog machine in here for some atmosphere, please?
Sent me a text of David Foster. his wife, Catherine McPhee, having dinner with Harry, Prince Harry, or formerly Prince, I don't know if he's still a prince, and Megan Markle, and sent this and goes, look who was at dinner last night. And I said, where was this taken? She said, Lucky's in Santa Barbara. How did you get it? Were you there? No, my friend who I've met was there and sent the photo. And I go, okay, well, I'm not going to say that it was at Lucky's. I'm not going to say that it was you, but I'm going to post it. Cool, great. So I just post it.
On Twitter.
On Twitter, everywhere. Instagram, everywhere.
Yeah, I think I saw it this morning. Yes,
It's
I did
been
see it this
removed.
morning. It's been removed.
And I said...
My family's at stake.
And I just said, because on Tuesday's show with Sarah, I said, you know, in the reason where everyone's talking about this Meghan and Harry thing is because there are so many different sides to it. And then everybody kind of puts themselves in their position and what their thinking might have been. And one of my things was when I plopped my head into Meghan Markle's body, I was like, I think at one moment she was like, Harry, we can be Kim and Kanye. We can be
Beyonce, Jay-Z.
the Gaines. Someone said I said his name wrong. Joanna Gaines and Chip and Joanna Gaines.
Oh.
That now have their own network of remodeling shows. They have a whole area at Target. We can do all of this. We can be Martha Stewart as a couple.
And Snoop.
Yes, we can be media moguls. We can be Barack and Michelle. We can be anything we want. Okay. So I said, maybe they are dabbling their little English toes into music as well. Who's to say he can't? Right now, apparently, Prince Harry is now going to be a TV and movie producer, along with being a podcast host. He could do it all. Had no entertainment background. You don't need it. So why can't he also assign some musical talent and do a deal? Anyway, I put it up there. A couple of people challenged me on things that they were wrong. They said, Megan and Catherine McPhee have been friends for years. They went to high school together. I was like, stop right now, because they went to two Catholic high schools, not the same ones. You do not come for me about my knowledge of Catholic high schools in the Los Angeles diocese, okay? And who is a star that came out of them. Catherine McPhee went to Notre Dame, which was co-ed in Sherman Oaks. Meghan Markle went to the all-girl Immaculate Heart. Also, I believe that they're more like 3 years apart.
They're not the same age.
I feel like Catherine McPhee is closer to like 34 and she's like 38, 39.
Yeah. No, Megan's like 39, yeah.
Anyway, so I got a little nasty writing people back. But then I got a couple people writing me saying, this was from October of 2020. Which seems like a lifetime ago, but it actually wasn't that long ago. It really
wasn't, but it does, yes, I agree.
And so I was like, So then I texted my friend, the source, and I said, I'm not going to be mad. If this was something that someone jokingly sent to somebody else, I never claimed to break a story. However, minutes after I posted it, John Rosati of Entertainment Tonight, who is a PR maven, who worked at E! For many years. Do you know who he is?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No,
okay.
I didn't. I wasn't that up in E!
Anyway, he's super nice and fun. He texted me and he was like, did you take that photo? We'd like to talk about it on Entertainment Tonight, give you credit. Or do you know who took it? And I immediately wrote, no, it was anonymously sent to me. So anyway, a couple people started to write, like, how dare you harass a pregnant woman? Pregnant woman.
Which one? They're both pregnant.
And
Pick one. Yeah. Harass one pregnant woman.
And I was like, well, if you're going to go to a restaurant, you know, people, we better.
After an Oprah interview.
And I just want to say, people who live in Santa Barbara, they will lose their shit if they start going to Lucky's, which is not a private club. Now, it's one thing not to be able to take photos at a Soho House or maybe a particular like Jonathan Club, country club. But if you go to a Lucky's restaurant that you've been going to for years and all of a sudden they're like, hi, we need to seal your phones, as if you're like going to the Kim Kardashian wedding and they're selling stories, the photos to people. Like, they're not, Santa Barbara wealthy are not going to put up with this shit. They're just going to have dinner parties by themselves.
And by the way, this is not a sponsored ad for Lucky's in Santa Barbara.
Not.
Okay.
But I have been there, and I went there with Tanya Thick. Don't mean to brag.
Oh.
And Tanya Thick is a great, fabulous chick who lives out there. She is the widow of Alan
Alan
Thicke.
Thicke, yeah.
And she did take me to Lucky's, which, we had a good time, and it was delicious. Okay, so meanwhile, though, last night, this same source did say, however, they wish they had gone to the Miramar Hotel because Rob Lowe and Ellen were there. I don't have a photo of that. It was just told to me. I don't know if they were dining together. I don't know if they were chuckling together. So anyway, I'm not bringing that much to the table, except I'm just being really truthful. My heart shaking. I could barely curl my hair between you coming in, and then I thought this was dropped in my lap. But it's not a fake photo. They are friends. They did have dinner together. Then in the comments, I also got some extra juice. Some people were saying they've been friends for a long time. It was their house, David Foster's house in Vancouver Island, that they stayed in when they first escaped to Canada.
That makes sense.
It wasn't.
Oh.
It was he sold his house, and it was a Russian friend of David Foster's whose house they sold.
Vladimir Putin.
According to comments under my Instagram. It has not been found. Anyway.
Did you get the,
yes.
Have you heard whose backyard the interview was in?
No,
Did you
please
get that
do tell.
juice?
Please tell me that juice.
I saw this on the TikTok, a reliable news source.
Yes.
That in the very beginning of the interview,
Yes.
Oprah said that they're neighbors, but
Yes.
Oprah lives next door to Ellen, and somebody noticed when quarantine happened that the furniture in the backyard, because she filmed her show in her living room or one of her living rooms,
Yes.
matched the furniture in the Megan Markle Oprah interview. So they said that Ellen said, and Ellen and Oprah, Ellen's very good friends with Harry and Megan. Sure. And so Ellen said, you guys can do the interview over at my house.
I'm going to say I don't believe it.
Really?
I don't believe it. There's no way that Ellen would say, gee, I didn't get the interview, but Oprah, you do the interview in my backyard, and I be inconvenienced, and I don't get credit for it, and hell to the no.
I don't think Ellen's going to interview Harry and Meghan. What are they going to play, like Hot or Not? Or like,
Okay.
They're not going to
You
dance
have your-
over a coffee
You
table.
want to believe the TikTok person? I wanted to believe my rich friend. We might both be wrong. However,
Could very well.
However, the chairs that they're sitting in are designed by Christopher Knight,
Okay.
who is Peter Brady from the Brady Bunch.
Yes.
They have sold out. They go for only about $5.50 each.
Wow.
And which is kind of pricey, but they not reasonable for what it looked like. So there's some other tidbit there.
And follow up with Christopher Knight. Marcia Brady liked my tweet yesterday.
Holy shit!
Yep.
What is going on with
Maureen
the
McCormick
Wait.
herself. You want to know who liked my tweet?
Wait, what is going on with the universe today?
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Let's see who liked it. Morgan Fairchild
Oh my God. That's a classic.
and Patton Oswalt retweeted it too, who I'm a big fan of.
Wow.
So yeah, and a lot of political pundits liked it as well. So
I love
and radio
that.
stations.
I
Hold on,
love it.
this is Netflix calling.
They finally thought
I'm on
of your
Juicy
special?
Scoop. Yeah, no special, perfect. Okay.
Okay, moving on. Okay, so with the interview, now a lot of people wondered about, because the statements were so alarming that there was concern about their baby's skin color, and followed up by, we had to leave because he wasn't going to be a prince, therefore he wouldn't be protected, therefore we can have security. I got so many different articles and information sent to me. So here is the explanation of that as far as who gets to be a prince, who doesn't.
Okay.
The only great-grandchildren of the Queen who hold Royal Highness titles are William and Kate's children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. Those who are the children of future monarchs, the fact that George, Charlotte, and Louis are all styled princes and princesses is due to a 2012 letters of patent from Queen Elizabeth declaring that all the children of the eldest son, William, of the Prince of Wales, Charles, not just William's eldest son, may receive the titles. The children of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who's them, would become eligible for the titles upon accession of the Prince of Wales.
Charles.
So Charles, once he became king, then they could go back and Archie could become a prince, but not at birth. However, then someone said she could have always have changed that. But
the queen?
The queen, I guess, could have changed that like that. I don't know. Meghan and Harry's expectation that Archie would have a title at birth was not protocol. It was their desire. But even the technical explainers in Lifestyle magazines were swiftly updated the new guidance effective that Archie was not prince because of racism. So they're saying like a lot of articles and things have been rewritten saying that. However, you go.
I think it could have been changed by the queen. Because
I think they should have changed it. Like just because she was a special person that came in and was it's just so weird because in the beginning there was so much popularity for her. I mean, everyone watched that wedding. Everyone loved it. We loved seeing that there were diverse people singing and preaching, and it really felt like it brought the world together and brought everybody together. And then to know that, months after that, the last 2 years of her life staying in England were just hell, So I think that's what's so weird to everybody because we're all looking back at the wedding and there was such positive press around the wedding.
Well, yeah, I felt like I was watching like Princess Tiana at the end of Princess and the Frog. I was like, this is the black princess we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Like stir it up. Like, let's
Love
go.
it, yeah.
I was so ready for it. And I don't know. I was going to say, like, I feel like the queen could have changed that rule because as a historian watching The Crown,
please do tell.
She did that to her husband. Remember, he wasn't going to be the king, so she gave him a title of prince.
But it's interesting that...
Right? Am I right?
Right,
yeah,
yes.
Prince Philip, right?
Right, it's true. And...
because he didn't have he was just a nobleman or whatever.
Right. And it's also interesting that throughout their interview, there was only the utmost respect in talking about the queen and everything. So, how sweet she was, how great she was. But really, well, then, it's just interesting what they chose to share and what they hinted at and what they didn't truly explain. Okay, more on this. Someone brought up the fact that Fergie's life was awful. I said this. They used to call her the Duchess of Pork.
Yeah.
Because she was heavy. She did Weight Watchers.
Yes.
I again, another person I tested with for some talk show, she was one of them. To think that, like, she and I were going for the same job, I mean, that's depressing.
You and Fergie did?
For Fergie, yes. And neither of us got it.
Sarah Ferguson and Heather McDonald. Oh, practice your wave. Practice your wave. No eye contact, please.
Yes.
Her father was in the military. The only one. The Royal Air Force. I felt bad for Fergie. I mean, like, even when I was a kid, because I feel like it's like one thing. I mean, I feel like if you're a woman coming into the royal family, you're going, like, I feel like it's the people's monarchy.
Yeah.
So it's that, like, okay, this is our family, and if we don't like you, we're going to find the faults that you have and tear you apart. And that's what kind of interested me about the whole thing was that Christmas party or whatever, where they were like, oh, the tabloids are all coming over because they want to save face. That kind of threw me off because I was like, so these people get to talk shit about you all year and attack everything about your family. And then you're like, ooh, the royal hors d'oeuvres are here. Like, that kind of baffled me. Why couldn't they be like, hey, guys, cut it out? We're like the rulers of the country.
Right. Well, I think that's where the controversy comes in because there's a lot of articles coming out now and a lot of information that, and this is just a disagreement to what Megan said, that she, in fact, fed stories and had promised the press stories, before meeting or when she was just dating Harry. The rumor is she, met Piers Morgan and had that drink with him.
Pints and dirty martinis.
Yes, and then went on her date with Harry, and then he said, oftentimes lightly, he said, and then I never heard from her again. He kind of laughed about it, but then when he went on, let's see where it is now. Oh, I'll get back to that. Let me go to this stuff first. Hold on, I have to go back. But then when he went back to talk about it, since then, he was always kind of critical of her.
He was horrible to her.
Horrible to her. And so he goes on his show, which is Good Morning Britain, and he makes comments saying like he does not believe that she was suicidal, and then his co-star or co-host,
he was so hot.
yeah, kind of goes like, okay, she ghosted you. I get you had a personal relationship with her. You know, she ghosted you, and therefore you're angry about it, and you're diabolical rant or something. And so then Piers goes, I'm not going to put up with this. I'm not going to be called diabolical. Am I saying it wrong?
Diabolical. It's
okay.
close, yeah.
Anyway, so he leaves. And then we find out Megan Markle, in fact, filed a complaint against Piers Morgan over his comments on her mental health, along with 41,000 other complaints, which I assume is from Twitter and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know how everyone could write a formal letter, type it up, mail it, get it to there. So I'm assuming it's comments made. And then he... or they mutually agreed he's no longer on the show. So he left, and then he wrote on Twitter, thinking of my late great manager, John Ferreter, tonight, he'd have told me to do the exact same thing.
Again, shut up. You do not have to say anything. You're just setting your... This is just one of those, like, you had a hard-on for Megan Markle. She didn't get you off. You're mad at her.
Wait,
you're pissed.
so you're saying you think it was romantic when he asked her
No.
out?
He had a huge boner for her. That's what it was. She was this young, hot chick who was at a bar, and he was having drink.
No, I think they met,
Yeah.
like through Twitter or something.
Oh, he thought he...
Or she reached out. The story that people said is that she was coming to London, hoping to do like some theater productions, get into the London scene. She had some friends. While she was there, she agreed to meet him for drinks, and then met Harry and fell in love with Harry, and then never returned his calls again.
Yeah.
That is not that weird.
That's not that weird at all.
And also, like, now I'm dating Harry. I don't feel comfortable being chummy with a gossip columnist person. I mean, I've had people that I've like brought on the show and thought were great, and then they've like ghosted me after once they became a bigger star, and I accepted it.
It just...
I said I would blow me off too for Prince Harry or anybody else.
You have Prince Harry, who's like butterbeer at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and then you have this potato salad person. We're gonna go with Harry Potter butterbeer every time. He sat. It's like just. He thought he had a chance with Meghan Markle. He loved her on Deal or No Deal, Suitcase Number 5.
We love that show.
But she said, "Oh, there's a prince over here waiting for me," and that it hurt his ego so bad that he had to just every time she was mentioned, I hate her, I hate her, I hate her.
How much do you owe someone? You had one drink.
You had one drink.
You like how much do you owe someone to like remain friends forever?
Yeah.
You know, like come on already. And then it's just like, really, you've been in entertainment for 50 years. How many other people have blown you off that you thought might be a source?
It's like, hey, remember that time I booked you on that show? Oh, you're in a movie now? So...
Well, that's what I thought was going to happen today. Like, all of a sudden, I was not going to ever hear from Justin Martindale again. Now, one of the other stories that came up was, what was the fight about the Flower Girls? And we found out it was tights.
Really?
It was tights. It was that the dress was made, and Megan didn't expect the girl to wear tights. And Kate apparently said the protocol is that the little girls are to wear tights. And they got whatever in an argument. People said, I don't believe anybody cried. Nobody ever cried in public with these women, but whatever. They got a little argument about it. Now, as someone who hates nylons,
right,
I got to say, hail to my girl,
Megan
Markle, especially making a little girl be in some itchy tights when it's not necessary.
And wasn't their wedding in the summertime?
It doesn't matter. Tights suck no matter
Tights
what
suck.
time it. I mean, it's uncomfortable. There's nothing worse. So we don't know. But then, and then the other thing people talked about was, you know, that there were all these different articles that would really paint Megan in a much darker, negative light. So like Kate Middleton's homegrown bouquet of lily of the valley follows royal code. Well, Megan used the same flowers. And
a homegrown bouquet?
Yes,
Isn't she
and
from LA? Is that just weed? Like, what if she just had a whole like bag of weed? She's like, I'm from LA. This is my homegrown bouquet. It's an indica hybrid.
Right.
It's called Royal Kush.
However, when she used those same flowers, they caught little Charlotte, Princess Charlotte, sneezing.
Ugh.
And the
outrage.
article says, Royal Wedding, how Meghan Markle's flowers may have put Princess Charlotte's life at risk. And they're the exact same flowers. So, I mean, there's so many of these. I just picked out a couple. This was my other favorite. Step too far. Meghan Markle slammed for putting her hands in her pockets. And then the Queen has a similar white dress with hands in her pockets, looking really happy and chic and cute.
Harlot.
So
She also looks like a Madame Tussauds wax figure there. That's very weird.
So then we hear from, of course, Meghan Markle's father and the half-sister.
Yes.
And I'll start with my favorite, who's the half-sister, because she's so awful.
Yes.
So the half-sister,
What's her name? Do we know her name?
Samantha.
Of course.
I don't know what she sounds like, but this is the way I talk about
That's a
her.
Samantha. Like an
Yeah.
LA Samantha. Is she from LA?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
She doesn't
Samantha.
live there now.
I apologize.
Okay, I'm with my dad, the dad that Megan never sees.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
I'm pretty busy.
Yeah.
I'm wheelchair bound. I'm trying to write a book, The Pushy Princess.
Yeah.
Anyway, I watched that interview with Oprah. I'll tell you right now, my sister's a narcissist, and I think that Prince Harry is like a kidnap victim who can't get away. That's what she basically said.
Yeah.
And then she also got pissed because they showed clips after that were not in the interview.
The Patreon. Yes.
Yes.
The Oprah Patreon account.
Which I'm sure, yes, they're all getting it. I'm sure that'll be the next thing. I can't wait for Prince Harry and Meghan to have to do cameo, because I also found out the money from Diana was about $16 million.
Oh my God, that's what blew my mind too, is the fact that they're like, we got cut off in January, right before COVID happened.
And
which,
you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
everyone's acting like they're us. Like, oh my God, how did you pay your
how did you
mortgage?
do it? And Princess Diana was like, goodbye, England's rose. Like, she from heaven put her beacon of light and was like, Prince William's going to be king, so he's good. All my money is going to Harry.
So that was my question. She didn't leave any for William.
No!
She
left everything to
Can
Harry.
I just tell you, if I only leave
Isn't
all
that
my money
sweet?
to Brandon,
Yeah.
though I have thought about it.
Yeah.
Not all my money, but I have been like, oh, I'll save that money for Brandon, because I feel like Drake is the heir to the throne of the royal family of Heather McDonald of
From the
Woodland
House
Hills.
of McDonald, yes.
Yes, and he is the firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
So you do kind of baby that second boy. No, so that, I mean, I thought it was maybe a couple, maybe 3 million. I didn't realize it was 16 million.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then they had to, like I said, couch surf in Tyler Perry's
on Tyler
house.
Perry's, yes.
And-
on Medea's furniture. Living spaces. Yeah, seriously.
So then I was like, wow, I mean, 16 million. I mean, anybody that's marrying somebody, Prince or not, knowing they had 16 million in the bank, like, you're pretty much set. I don't care what your lifestyle is. You can live a pretty fucking great life for
Yeah.
the rest of your life and for your kids' life. That is, it's not $100 million, but it is a
It's
lot
something, yeah.
of money.
It's a Spencer fortune, yeah.
So, anyway, so in those clips from their Patreon and until they have to start doing cameos,
Would you die if you got a cameo from, like, either of them?
I'm telling you, I would not be surprised.
If you got one?
No, if they start doing it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, hey, Heather, it's Megan. Was listening to
Hi,
Juicy
Archie,
Scoop.
say hi.
Oh, my
it's
God.
Megan,
Oh.
and let's do a cameo right now as Megan and Harry. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna act like I'm reading it. Like,
Okay.
Hey, hi, Melissa. It's Melissa Harry.
Oh,
Say
yeah,
hi to
Melissa. All right.
It's Melissa's 33rd birthday. Wow, I remember that year. I think that's when we met.
Babe, don't talk too much about our age. We don't want people to start questioning how old we are. I mean, look at my hair. It's almost gone now. People are like, William, and I'm like, no, I'm Harry.
I'm like, Harry is so funny. Harry's gonna do stand-up when the club opens.
Yes,
He's gonna start doing stand-up along with who's the guy from
Dame
Entourage?
Cook.
Dane Cook.
No, Dame Cook. Dame. She's been knighted. Dame Cook.
Wait, but who is the other? Jeremy Piven.
Yes, Lord Piven.
And you guys are going to do a comedy. They're going to do a little comedy tour called the
Hamburgers and mash.
Bangers and Mash.
Yes, it's going to be a
across
banging
the
good
country.
time.
They're gonna rent a tour bus and travel the country.
English countryside.
Just 4 guys just killing it, talking about dad humor. Just a bunch of dad jokes.
We don't know who the 4th guy is yet, but he will be coming in
Oh,
shortly.
Chris D'Elia. He's a dad. He's a dad comic. He's going to be joining with the good dad
Just in
humor.
time for Women's History Month.
Oh my God. Anyway, so in one of these clips, Megan Markle said, I was hurt by my father because I said to my father, did you actually communicate with the paparazzi or not? And he denied it at first when in fact he did. Not at first he didn't, but then he did. He did those stage photos of looking for clothes and things like that for the wedding. Then she said about Samantha, she said, we did not grow up together. They truly are 18 years apart. We did not grow up together. I was an only child. I would have loved siblings. As somebody who studied birth order and things like that, if your kids are more than 6 years apart, socially they are really being raised more similar to an only child. So just because you have half siblings that are 10 or more years older, you really are an only child. So Megan really was an only child. So says that, but she does have one picture that Samantha shows all the time that Megan was nice enough to go to her graduation.
Oh, thank God.
Samantha's graduated from some program. So Megan said, my sister had a different last name. It was Grant. And then she changed it back to Markle when I started dating Harry. Well, Samantha told whatever outlet it was, that's not true. And she showed her diploma or something that she had changed it back in 1996 to Markle.
Yeah, the Phoenix University.
Yes. So there you go with that.
Yeah.
The point is, guess what, Samantha? She's never ever going to talk to you now.
Yeah.
You have instead of accepting we haven't talked in a long time. I can't believe my sister's becoming the princess. That's amazing. But no, she wanted to be a part of it so much that the only way she could do it is start ripping on her before she even got married. So guess what? You're never, ever coming back in the fold. Ever.
Yeah, just like the Samantha in Sex and the City, you're done.
Yeah, you're...
Megan's the Carrie.
Wait, I'm gonna be Kim Cattrall, Samantha, but from the point of view, with Kim Cattrall's voice as Samantha, but from the point of view of Samantha, the horrible half-sister of Megan. Okay. I can't believe Megan was doing that interview with my girl Oprah. Ooh. One thing I know is I like pink dick too. And a ginger has some pink dick. Samantha, and then, that would make things worse that she was talking about her husband.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
And you know what's kind of weird is that Samantha Markle looks like Kim Cattrall.
No.
They look alike.
What if it is Kim Cattrall?
I don't know. They look alike.
This guy her dad looks like he's
well, the dad's
a manager at Papa John's.
Well, listen, stop being a snobby guy. Oh, I'd like to make a correction from my previous Juicy Scoop. I said that he was the set director on Friends. He was the lighting director on Married with Children, her father.
Oh.
Yes.
That makes sense. I take back my Papa John. I'm like, you look like a lighting director for Married with Children.
He helped with the plays at Immaculate Heart.
Oh, okay. So he's really close with his kids.
One of the other arguments was that she has given speech to Megan that she put herself through college. And then on one of his other interviews he showed that he paid. However, I think it's lots of situations like that. You're getting maybe a partial scholarship or partial financial aid, or some of it your dad pays, not all. I mean, she went to Northwestern, so that if you're really paying the full bill, that's really expensive.
Yeah.
So did she maybe have some loans, or did she maybe get a scholarship, or did she maybe do something where she had to work 12 hours a week to get a deal? I don't know.
She did what she had to do.
I'm sure he still contributed it.
I'll tell you what he did.
What?
He lied to Megan Markle, his daughter, and claims she ghosted her family. Clearly, yes, that's her thing. She loves to ghost. Let her ghost.
And here's another thing he said. That's
Let
not
the
going
girl
to.
ghost.
This is also not going to help him get in the good graces or go feed the chicken with Archie anytime soon. It's not going to happen because then he said, it's not like I dressed up like a Nazi like her husband Prince Harry did for a Halloween party or play naked, what do you call that? Naked pool. You know, he played naked pool.
You can't just go naked and then do this.
I couldn't remember. I was thinking like water polo, but no, pool.
But also, he's a teenager. He could play naked pool.
Well, no, he was doing naked pool when he was in his 20s in
Yeah,
Vegas.
play naked pool in Vegas in your 20s.
And then the Nazi costume was when he was about 15 or 16, and he's still apparently angry at William because he didn't have a mother, and William allowed him to put on that outfit.
Well, William's also, what, like 3 or 4 years older? So
Anyway,
great.
I mean, the Nazi costume is obviously a horrible choice. However, someone that was splashed all over the Sun and everything when it happened.
Yeah.
The Sun, that's supposed to be going to royal parties at the palace. It's not like Meghan was the only person in the royal family in the last 100 years that has gotten negative press from the English tabloids. That's where it's like, I don't really understand that part. But anyway, somebody wanted to share that photo from that magazine on my Facebook group, and it got deemed as no longer you can even show that.
Which photo? Which one?
The photo of him in the Nazi costume.
Oh, yeah. I think now it's kind of, that one's buried in the...
But I just think that's kind of interesting because it's like, it's being mentioned on the news. It's did happen in history. It was not that long ago. It was, so is it the Facebook people protecting Prince Harry like that, or do they just have a way to detect that anything that's that symbol just cannot make any kind of internet posting? It's just sort of interesting.
But yet she puts her hands in her pockets and people are like, harlot! Take her to the streets and
but anyway,
set her on fire.
bringing up those two unflattering things. However, I don't think naked pool is unflattering at all. I thought it was a fun moment.
He was covered
he had in Vegas.
too, wasn't he? Covered. He had his hands over his junk.
Kind of, but that was fun times.
Fun times, Vegas. You know what I've done in Vegas in my 20s?
But for him to bring it up and shove it in her face, then you're like, you know what? Yeah, maybe, thanks for helping on that one play that we did, but.
Our town.
Yeah, thanks for bringing the lights from the studio to help. But I mean, at this point, like, no, you that's the way you do it. Like, he had a moment here to be, but I really think he's the elderly parent who's like almost under like an elderly abuse, like psychological spell of Samantha Markle, the sister, and it's kind of like the two of them against her. And he can't really think for himself, and she can't really get to him because he's so tied to her. Because this could have been the opportunity where he could have said, it really broke my heart when she said that she's lost me, and I just want her to know, tomorrow's a new day. You haven't lost me. The minute you want me to fly out to Santa Barbara and feed the chickens, I'll be there. If it's this year, if it's 5 years from now, I'm always your dad. I'm here. If you did that, then the world would be pressuring Meghan to allow him back in.
Yeah,
but instead he did this, and everyone's like, "Yeah, your dad's a dick."
Well, it's like the alternate universe that we wanted. We wanted that Meghan vision. It's like, who's been messing with everything? It's been Samantha all along. Like she is Samantha Harkness. That was my WandaVision shout out.
I'm not watching that show.
Oh,
okay.
God, so good.
Yeah, here it is. I never dressed as Hitler.
Oh, thanks.
That's a great thing to say.
Things you always want to say.
Okay, here's something I brought up because I thought about it. Now, you're probably too young or just not the type of person that would appreciate the story, but it popped into my head as I was going to the bathroom. I was putting the show together. There was a story about a Marine, like right after 9/11, fell in love with an actual princess. It was called The Marine and the Princess. Marine Jason Johnson and the Bahraini Royal. Bahraini Royal. Thank God you're here. They actually had a movie written about them in 2001 called The Princess and the Marine. Anyway, I remember they were on Oprah. Full circle. Oprah interviewed them.
Yeah, see?
And she sat there, the princess, and she gave up everything
No.
to live with a Marine. There is one other Marine besides my dad.
Oh, that's
it's
weird.
This one. It's this one.
And he's been on Oprah. Yeah.
This Marine's been on Oprah. So he's on Oprah, and they're super cute and they're young. And she's like, "What do you like most about your life now?" And the princess goes,
I'm going to cry.
She goes, "I love cleaning my kitchen sink.
Oh,
I love doing all the dishes, and I love wiping down the sink, and I just love our life together." Anyway, after 5 years, they broke up.
Oh, okay.
It said Johnson. I looked it up, and in 2004, Johnson filed for divorce Friday after 5 years of marriage. And he said they moved to Vegas, and she got caught up in the Vegas life.
no.
And left him.
She became a cocktail waitress at, like, Hyde.
I don't know, but she was, I mean, I would love to know where she is today. Some juicy scooper
Tropicana.
find her. Is she like a hooker light? Is she going to be on the Real Housewives of Las Vegas? Like, where is this chick today?
Do you
Did she
think-
go back there?
She's dancing at the Blue Iguana. They're like, "Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the princess."
Yeah.
And she just comes out like, yeah, like with belly jewels and just like this Princess Jasmine fantasy.
Yeah, I
Oh.
don't know. Let's talk about a couple other things. Lady Gaga's dog napping.
Here we go.
Latest story says that the shooting incident reportedly is part of a gang initiation.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying, and this is several articles have been written, that that's part of their gang initiation is to go and steal these dogs.
I believe this.
I think this
Because
is.
this happened like right up the street from me.
I don't know if I believe about the gang initiation. I am calling my LAPD detective. I DM'd him. I don't know if he wrote me back. That was on my show a couple weeks ago to see if what he thinks. Not to bring it about me, but when I was at USC in the early 90s, my mom, who also probably got about as much information as I did about that photo of the Fosters with the with Harry and Meghan before posting it. She was scared for me to go to USC because she said she heard that gang members would, the girls would be stopped at a stop sign at the very scary area around USC in their convertible BMWs. And gang members would take them from their ponytails, rip them out of the BMW convertibles, rape them, and then take their lavaliers, which were your Greek letters, like a necklace. And that was the proof that I have raped a sorority girl, let me in the Crips or the Bloods.
This all happened at a stoplight?
That's what she'd heard.
Okay.
So I went to the school without a convertible. I had a hard top for that reason.
I've been called worse.
And I can say the only people that ever talked to me or confessed to me that they had the horrible experience of being raped was they were raped in fraternity houses. Okay, they were not raped by gang members walking to and from Bovard.
Yeah.
Okay, that never happened. So I also find it interesting that in the 90s, the rumor was that gang members were raping sorority girls. And now in 2021, it's, you want to be part of this badass gang? You take a little doggy. You go to West Hollywood and you grab a Frenchie. You think you're badass? You bring back a Frenchie, motherfucker. Like, what's going on
This
in
is what
history?
I think. I think the police heard gang initiation, but it was a gay initiation. If you're in West Hollywood and if you want to be a part of the gay mafia, and I'm probably going to get dragged for this. I'm probably going to get kicked out myself. I'm not going to be allowed at Roscoe's or Rocco's.
Or Roscoe's.
The Abbey has taken away my membership.
Oh my God. I didn't know they were a
because
membership
when I
club,
first
but-
moved here, I too had to, it wasn't Lady Gaga.
Okay.
It was, she was, it was Willa Ford. Remember Willa Ford? I had to
okay.
steal her dogs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it just sucks because she never got him, and her career tanked after that. I just think this is so funny. It's awful the fact that he did get shot. Because first, of all, I'll tell you how this went down. I was sitting on my couch, and I got the Citizen app, which is just the new Amber Alert, but on steroids.
Okay.
Where it's just this weird cauldron bubble sound,
Okay.
and you're like, what? Right up the street from me, and it was like Lady Gaga's dogs have been dog napped. Now I thought to myself, what? Because they are people. This is the thing where like Frenchies are being stolen.
Right,
But then I thought to myself, how do you know those are Lady Gaga's dogs? And if you did know those were Lady Gaga's dogs, how do you kidnap Lady Gaga's dogs? Do you say, put your paws up? You know? It's from her song. One of her songs. We'll workshop it. But everyone was like, how do we know he's gay? And I'm like, it's Lady Gaga's dog walker. Like,
what do you mean? Is he gay?
yes.
Oh, well,
if you're
I didn't know
working
that.
for Lady Gaga, you are
How
a
do you,
gay person.
How do you know that?
Because she's very choosy with who she employs.
Okay, well,
Hold on. Gaga, I can't right now. I love you in the Gucci promo, though.
Okay. Anyway, I want to get to the bottom of this. They said that the girl who returned the dogs that were found on a pole, she has not received her $500,000. The police have told Lady Gaga, don't give it to her yet until we can completely clear her.
Clear who?
The woman,
Because
like,
she's
she
not
might
involved?
Have, she might have. Who knows if she was part of it or not? Or they're definitely investigating.
Because I thought about that too afterwards. Because imagine doing that. Imagine finding that. That's like a golden ticket right there. You're just walking down Melrose.
I mean, here's the thing.
And see these two dogs tied to a pole in an alleyway.
Yeah. I mean, I wish it was just the dogs being kidnapped,
think
but
she's
obviously there was a firearm involved. So it's like we have to find out who did this. But I just find the whole story interesting. And of course, I made a full circle, made it about me in USC. The Bachelor, okay, we are coming down to the end.
Oh, it's still on.
It's still really juicy.
Okay.
And it's just between two girls. I can't wait to see it, but I did cry.
I'm not going to talk about The Bachelor because the last time I talked about The Bachelor, I was almost ruined.
You did? Here?
Because
on my show?
I needed to do my research.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't have talked about it.
Oh, that's right. So let's skip on that.
yeah.
But when I watched The Bachelor, I'm going to say,
Okay.
they're down to the three girls. Now I've seen 29
Is the scandalous
cases.
one still in it?
She is.
Okay.
So down to three girls, and they all boned him, and he must be great in the sack.
Well, yeah.
Every girl came back.
Oh, okay.
Just fucking on an orgasm high.
I'm glad you said
and
back.
she walks back to the house. Each girl and the two other girls, they make them sit on the couch to greet them.
Ew.
Like, who wants to see them, right? But they have to get them to greet them, and they come in, and the girl's like, "How was your date?" And the girl's like,
Ew.
"It was amazing." And then so that's really hard because then they know in like 2 days they're gonna get their chance. But every girl, they come back and they're like, "It was amazing. I'm more in love than ever. I can picture my life with him." Meaning like if he's gonna bone me this good for the next 50 years, I'm good.
Because they're dickmatized.
I want to say, I don't know if I don't think that Matt is particularly funny. I don't like that he rubs his hand. I don't like that he was so accommodating to some of the outfits that they brought to his room. I will say, I think he's pretty great in the sack, based on the three girls' reaction. Okay, now
I will say this.
What?
One of my favorite things is to watch you watching The Bachelor when they do the toddler jumps. I just think that's the funniest.
we're doing one.
I think
You're
it's
tall,
so
and we're doing one after the show.
It's so funny.
You're doing
have
it.
it down. It's a science.
Thank you. We are gonna.
My
Do you-
friends.
Do you know these people? San Diego throuple, which is a couple with three people, share the stories of three dads and two babies. They also have 4 dogs.
These were actually Mandy Moore's dogs. So these guys went after a different pop princess.
Do you think that's a throuple initiative? Like to join the throuple, you have to steal some famous female diva's dogs. Wow, that's what's going on in San Diego. Anyway, there are three guys that are all a couple. They broke. There's been actual legislation. They were like the first people to get 3 people done on a birth certificate at birth. They did in vitro. They took.
Yeah, go on.
I can't remember whose sperm it was. Anyway, the kids are half siblings because they use the same eggs.
Is it just one?
No, they have 2 now.
Oh.
They have 2 kids, but all 3 dads share them. They wrote a book, 3 dads and a baby.
Oh, good for them.
Do you think you'd ever want to be in a throuple?
No, it's very weird. It's not for me. I think it works for some people. I don't. I just want to be in a couple. That would be great. That's a goal for me.
Well,
I don't know. A throuple just sounds way too much. I just feel like I get it. And I think there are people who can love more than one person.
I hate to make this about me again.
What are you in a throuple, you
No.
guys?
But when my parents,
They're in a throuple.
former U.S. Marine Corps vet, and my mother, Badger Beauty from Wisconsin, when they were realtors, a couple of realtors, they had 3 gay guys. They had a throuple that were their clients that would fix houses. So they were very good clients because every year and a half, they'd call my parents to list the house again. At one point, 2 of them called my mom and my dad and said, we're getting the 3rd one out.
Ooh,
Okay.
see.
So it put my parents in a bad position, but they had to pay for private Catholic school, not the same one as Megan Markle. So they did the deal. The 2 went off to couplehood forever in another house, and the other one was left out in the cold. And he kind of lost his mind.
Yeah.
And he was leaving answering machine messages. That's how long it goes. Very mean ones to my mom. Like, you bitch, you ruined my life, and everything. And
Were you hearing these messages,
Yes,
or were you
because
in
he
your
goes,
convertible at USC?
no, I was still in
my
school.
ponytail.
No, he was like, and then my dad was like, he's sick or whatever. He's,
Yeah.
and so then my dad felt really bad. And then he called him drunk and my dad had to go help him. And my dad felt really bad that they booted him out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think they used a different realtor after that. Okay, moving on.
What band is this?
This is Sister
This looks like a karaoke cover band at TGI Fridays.
I'm getting into this because with the throuple from The Bachelor, with 3 girls have to just accept that their guy is screwing other people, and I'm glad you had a great date, and they have to be supportive. Then we have the throuple gay guys, but then we also have Sister Wives, which has been on a show on TLC for years. That is so boring that I can't stop watching it. I'm fascinated by it. This is Cody. This is wife number 1, Mary.
Mary, okay, Red Jacket is 1.
Yeah, Janelle is 2.
This one?
Christine is 3. Yeah, she was number 3. And then Robin joined after they were already on the air. This show's been on the air for 10 years.
Oh.
And they don't ever get sexual with each other. They all just take turns as a polygamy family, okay? And again, I just watch it and
Is
I'm
this
like,
Utah?
yes. Well, they were in Utah. They got sent out of Utah. Then they went to Las Vegas. Now they're in Arizona. And they're just, none of them are happy. But the good news is now that they're
What
all
do you mean? She looks so ecstatic. Look at that.
the good news is just like any women that are in their mid 40s, pushing 50, they just all hate him and they're just rather hang out with each other now.
Yeah.
Now they've bonded. They used to be jealous, like who's going to get Cody tonight, and now they're like, I don't care if he spends the night at your house. It's amazing.
Yeah, because he looks like a Nickelback impersonator. Did you see his hair? Or did they perm his hair because they hate him that much?
Natural
That is
curls.
No.
Seeking Sister Wife is coming back. This was a show I was very intrigued by. It had the Snowdens on. This is modern day people, like a reality show where the wife is like, yes, let's find you another wife.
Ah, that's so weird.
I can't stop watching it. I'm so intrigued by people, whether it's The Bachelor or whatever, that you just go, as a woman, I am okay with it, or I'm going to fight till the end till I get The Bachelor, or I'm so established in my own marriage. I just want lots of people in this Sister Wife thing.
Are they bisexual? Are they
No.
fulfilling a bisexual tendency?
The Snowden thing makes me wonder that there might have been a little bit of fooling around, but they say there wasn't. That's one couple I had on, this throuple that I had on. They're not a throuple, though. A throuple is all 3 of them get together, and this is, there's more than one wife. They have their time with their wife, but you also kind of have to help with kids. So I wonder sometimes if people are just like, let's bring in another wife because A, I don't want to fuck you that much, and B, I'd like someone to change the diapers. I want someone else to help. I want someone else to have an income. I don't really care, and I'm not jealous.
Bring back the Princess of Bahrain. She loves cleaning a kitchen. Right there.
What? On that note, on that circle note, I'm going to save the rest of my topics for next week. Justin Martindale, you saved the day. I cannot believe. Now, after this, you are going to Montecito to meet with Oprah, right? She's interviewing about this tweet, but
Yes.
I got you first.
It's a little informal, but yes. Yeah.
God.
Going to Montecito, we're going to have some cheese.
And your mom is okay? Because when you came in here, you said you had to do it a wellness check for your mom. because she would not answer your texts about the fact that your tweet had gone viral. She could care less.
She could care less. I'm going to say this. I love my mom. She's always been like my number one supporter. So
well,
when
like she should, I'm sorry, as a mom, she should be. That's not that.
Because as I am
It'd be
the
so
only
weird
person.
If you're like, I don't really love my mom. She hasn't supported me.
No, but as the person who I'm the only person
Yes.
with a mom.
Okay.
Okay?
You
have
are.
your dad. I have the one mom.
Yes.
She lives alone in Tennessee, and like, so she will just call me or text me and be like, well, I went outside today. Did you know that the air is crisp today? And I'm like, Mom, I'm living in a pandemic in LA. What? That's great. I'm so glad you're happy. Now, when the New York Post
Yes.
and People
And Huffington Post.
and Apple News
And Juicy Scoop.
are sending or like putting me down in their articles, I'm like, Mom, here, and I hear crickets, and I'm like, here's the day she died. Of
Right.
course, she's got to steal my
Or
thunder.
could she have died from
Shock.
Shock?
Yeah.
Just so happy she couldn't believe that you've made it with a tweet.
Oh yeah, my mom is
How do you
running around her small town in Tennessee going, my son's on Twitter, and they were like, what'd you call me? You know.
So what did she think of it? Because she is okay for the listeners at home. She's fine.
Yes. So I didn't hear anything from her yesterday or today. So I was on the way over here and I called my brother and I'm like,
Is she a Megan McCain fan? Because maybe she's not going to be this happy about this.
I don't know. No, she's fine now. I did scream at her a lot in the car, but that's because I love her. It's for her good,
Okay.
you know? But she said, let's see. Oh, let me see if I can say anything on here. Oh, I'm so sorry I scared you. I did find your calls. I don't know why I missed them. I appreciate your concern and love you for it. That was just a mind fuck. One of those things that is a bunch of mistakes and scares people. I'm so sorry. I love you very much. Nothing about Twitter.
Oh my
Did
God.
she not get the memo? I'm famous?
Can you make sure you send her this
interview?
interview?
Oh yeah.
Because-
I got her a TV. Like, I've taught her about YouTube and how to watch
Because
this.
I'm
So,
just
yes, I
like-
love you, Mom, very much. And I'm sorry I yelled at you. But, like, you need to know that, like, your son's going viral.
How do
know?
you, okay, and how do you think that your life is going to change from this tweet?
I'll tell you.
All right.
I am going to go grocery shopping at Bristol Farms.
Whoa, because normally that's too fancy of a store for you?
Oh, yeah.
And now
yeah.
you're like, fuck it.
Yeah. I'm going to go to a poke bar at a store.
Wow.
I know. I'm going to get me some sush and rosé.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to write some stand-up for my shows this weekend.
Oh, wait, can you tell anybody where you're going?
I actually have gigs. Last time I was here, there was a very strange, awkward silence, but not anymore.
No.
I'm booked now because of
Where?
this.
Where are
you? If you're in the LA area, I will be at the Magic Castle, Magic Asphalt.
Oh.
On
So because it's outside?
Because it's outside. And if you are in the LA area and Pasadena, I will be performing at the Rose Bowl on the 26th of March.
Can you get a vaccine at the same time?
No, not at all. I'm not an essential worker. Who knew? But yes, the Comedy Store is doing a weekend, 3 weekend shows there, Friday to Saturday. I will be on the lineup with Fortune Feimster, Whitney Cummings.
What about
all that.
Crystalia?
No comment.
Oh.
No.
I hope we don't find out that you were DMing teenage girls when you were on the road.
I will say this.
You could honestly say that's never going to come out.
No, I will say this. I am honored to be a white male comic trending because I did not sexually assault someone. Thank you. My mom raised me right. Thanks, Mom. I love you.
But Megan McCain doesn't.
Oh.
Thanks, everyone. See me at San Antonio. I'm going to San
That's my
Antonio,
hometown.
Texas. Sorry that I didn't invite you. Brandy is coming along with Julie. Julie's going to be performing. Your girl, Julie Goldman,
Love
will be
them.
my opener. I will be. That's LOL Comedy Club this weekend, Friday and Saturday, heathermcdonald.net.
They didn't go viral, did they?
It rated pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I love them, though.
Love you.
That was my
great.
fun.
That was great.